Hello everyone, I am Kapila here, your English teacher, and today we'll take up the lesson The Tsunami from the book Honeydew. Now let's begin with the third part of the chapter. This deals with the animals, their survival during tsunami. How does it happen? Let's go through it. Before the giant waves slammed into the coast in India and Sri Lanka, wild and domestic animals seemed to know what was about to happen. So, it feels as if the animals, they come to know about what is going to happen. Okay, they come to know it prior to the happening only. They fled to safety, they ran to safety. According to eyewitness accounts, elephants screamed and ran for higher grounds. Dogs refused to go outdoors, flamingos abandoned their low-lying breeding areas, and zoo animals rushed into their shelters and could not be enticed to come back out. So this was the behavior of animals before the tsunami struck. They all knew it earlier only and they started running for safer places, and the animals in the zoo also, they went inside their shelters, and even when they were provoked so much, they did not come out. So something is there. What is that something? Let's read. Many people believe that animals possess a sixth sense and know when the earth is going to shake. Some experts believe that the animals' more acute hearing helps them to hear or feel the earth's vibration. So these are the two theories that we have. First one is that the animals have got sixth sense. Some power they have, sixth sense is there, and they are able to know when the earth is going to shake. And the other sect of people, the second theory, it says that they've got acute power of hearing and they hear much more prior to the hearing of the human beings. They can sense an approaching disaster long before humans realize what's going on. We cannot be sure whether animals have a sixth sense or not, but the fact is that the giant waves that rolled through the Indian Ocean killed more than 150,000 people in a dozen countries, but not many animals have been reported dead. And that number of animals have not died. So some power they have, either it is the sixth sense or the acute power of hearing, we don't know that, but whatever it is, it has saved the lives of these animals. Along India's Cuddalore coast, where thousands of people perished is died, buffaloes, goats and dogs were found unharmed. People, they died in thousands, but buffaloes, goats, dogs, they were not harmed. So they must have ran to safer places much before the tsunami struck the area. The Yala National Park in Sri Lanka is home to a variety of animals, including elephants, leopards, and 130 species of birds. 60 visitors were washed away from the Patnangala beach inside the park, but no animal carcasses is dead body, no animal carcasses were found except for 2 water buffaloes. After an hour before the tsunami hit, people at Yala National Park had observed 3 elephants running away from the Patnangala beach. So before the tsunami struck, the animals, the elephants and all, they ran away from there, and 60 visitors, they had died there, the Yala National Park, the Patnangala beach, but they were not able to find the dead bodies of animals. That means they must have run away to safer places. A Sri Lankan gentleman who lives on the coast near Gale said his 2 dogs would not go for the daily run on the beach. So he was compelling the dogs to go for the walk there on the beach, but the dogs did not want to go out for a walk that day. They are usually excited to go on this outing, he said, but on that day they refused to go and most probably saved his life. So because of those dogs, his life also was saved. Now let's do the comprehension check questions. In the tsunami, 150,000 people died. How many animals died? In the tsunami, 150,000 people died, but not many animals had died. How many people and animals died in Yala National Park? In Yala National Park, 60 visitors had died, but only 2 buffaloes' dead bodies were found, or carcasses were found. What do people say about elephants of Yala National Park? People said that before the tsunami struck the Patnangala beach of Yala National Park, elephants were found screaming and running for safer places. That was hours before the tsunami struck. What did the dogs in Gale do? The dogs in Gale refused to go for their daily walk there on the beach, and this way they saved their master's life also. Now, let us do the exercises at the end of the chapter. Question 1. When he felt the earthquake, do you think Ignatius immediately worried about a tsunami? Give reasons for your answer. Which sentence in the text tells you that Ignatius' family did not have any time to discuss and plan their course of action after the tsunami struck? So when he felt the earthquake, he did not assume it to be tsunami. Had it been so, he would have not kept the TV down the table, and they were all in chaos and confusion. That is the reason why the mother held the hands of the 3 children, and then 2 children, and she was away, and he was away with the other children. So these lines there, they tell us about the chaos and confusion, and they also tell us that he was not knowing anything about tsunami. Otherwise, he would have not kept the television set down. Now, second exercise is about filling the blanks with the words. We have the words over here. I don't know if Sanjeev was cheerful. You have a group of words there. From there, you have to choose. So, the first answer is ambitious or brash. Second is, I think he was very brave. Now again, you can look into the box given over here and write the answers. That is, here it will be heroic and selfless. Then you have Sanjeev was heartless. What would be the words? Again, look into the box and then find out. It will be careless or humorous. Okay, so this is how you're going to do this. Now the third question. How are Meghna and Almas's stories similar? Both Meghna and Almas lost their entire family, and one was there floating on the log of wood, the other one was floating on the wooden door, and they both reached the shore and they were saved. They both survived. So this is the similarity between their stories. If you want to write in detail, if you think that the answer is there of the word limit, which is much more than what I have said, then you have to describe the whole thing. Otherwise, if it is a short answer, you can write this much also. What are the different ways in which Tilly's parents could have reacted to her behavior? What would you have done if you were in their place? So Tilly's parents would have ignored their child completely. This could be one reaction. And if I would have been in their place, I too would have reacted in the same manner as Penny had reacted. Obviously, if I would see my child so much frightened, I would take it seriously. If Tilly's award was to be shared, who do you think she should share it with, her parents or her geography teacher? Tilly should share her award with her geography teacher, because it was only the geography teacher's video that was shown to her in the class that was responsible to save them and forewarn them of the tsunami. Next question. What are the 2 different ideas about why so few animals were killed in the tsunami? Which idea do you find more believable? Now see, there are 2 ideas. A set of people believe that animals have got 6th sense and they come to know about what is going to happen in the earth much before the incident happens. And the other sect believes, or the second theory says, that they've got acute power of hearing and they are able to hear the movements under the earth much before the humans. Now I believe that they have acute power of hearing. Whatever you believe, you write that. The second part of the question is asking, in which belief do you believe? So I believe in the second belief. And which belief do you believe in? You write that. Now let us come to the exercise here. The exercise with working with language, the first one, it tells us to read part 1 and then find out words which are related to fast movement, slow movement, and which are related to neither slow nor fast movement. If you see, you will find the words like swept away, washed away, and jumped, and hurried. All these words, they are related to the fast movement. They are asking you, can you explain why there are so many words in the first column? There are so many words in the first column because the chapter is related to tsunami, and the tsunami comes with great force. It's with great pressure. So everything happens very quickly and very fastly, and the movements are really quick, and that is the reason why the number of words are more in the first column. Now let's come to the next question. This question is dealing with the fill in the blanks with the help of the words that are given in the brackets. So the first one is, the earth trembled but not many people felt the tremors. The second one, when the zoo was flooded, there was a lot of confusion and many animals escaped into the countryside. We heard with relief that the lion had been captured. The zookeeper was stuck in a tree and his rescue was filmed by the TV crew. There was much excitement in the village when the snake charmer came visiting. The next exercise is based upon active and passive. Now we all know that a sentence is divided into two parts. The first part is subject and the second part is the predicate. If the doer of the action is the subject of the sentence, then it is active voice. And if the doer of the action is in the predicate part of the sentence, then it is passive voice, right? I'll give you an example. The farmer plows the field. Who is doing the work? The farmer. If you divide it into subject and predicate, the farmer is the subject and plows the field is the predicate. So the farmer, the doer of the action, is the subject of the sentence also. So it is active voice. Now if I make the passive of this sentence, it will be, the field is plowed by the farmer. So the farmer, that is the doer of the action, that has come in the predicate of the. Now if I divide, the field is the subject of the sentence and is plowed by the farmer. This is the predicate. So the doer has come at the end, at the predicate side. So it is passive voice. So easily you can identify, if the doer of the action is in the subject of the sentence, it is active voice. If the doer of the action is there in the predicate, it is the passive voice. But at times you do not have the doer, like mother cooks, only this much is there. So mother cooks food, or food is cooked by mother. So in this, it is understood, automatically it is understood that this is the subject. So this is how you will identify whether it is active voice or passive voice. Let us do one or two sentences. Someone stole my bicycle. So who did the action? Someone. If you divide this sentence into subject and predicate, then someone who is doing the action is the subject. So it is active voice. Now I will take the fourth sentence. Now it had been thrown there. It had been thrown there by somebody. Though it is not written over there, but it is understood by the boys, by somebody. So the doer of the action is in the predicate. So it has been thrown there is passive voice. The mechanic repaired it for me. Who did the work? The mechanic. So again, mechanic is the subject, so it is active voice. I hope now you get it. Now, speaking and writing. Here, you have to write a diary entry. The format of diary entry is day and date. You write, if you want, you may write dear diary also, and then you begin writing as if the diary is your friend. You narrate something to a friend. Similarly, you narrate it to your diary also, and at the end, on the left hand side corner, you just write your first name. The beginning of the line has been given over here. So write this diary entry as your homework. Now another exercise for homework is to write a paragraph in about 90 to 100 words where you have to write any anecdote or any incident that you remember, like it is given over here, that you learned something in the classroom and you applied it practically in your life. Today we read a chapter which was dealing with natural disasters. The whole world is full of happiness and sadness. We may meet again with any such more story. Till then, goodbye.